That's what I love about sides, because it's such an old and ancient sort of tool that they still have all the ancient words. And because everybody had one in those days, different regions of England had different words. So you'll have a couple of different words for snap and a couple of different words for side. Pretty efficient, isn't it?
Yeah, so I've brined it and I've kept the legs whole, well, the bone. So that's about to go on to that, and then I'm going to sandwich it together with that side there so that then I can lift it on and off the meat pit. But I've got one over here, so this is pretty good. That's the same pig, or same size. So they're the ham, and there's a nice marinade on that because I brined it and then I roasted it.
Yep.
You looked at one like you like
Perfect. What do you reckon?
No, I didn't.
Where'd that one come from?
I grow Wessex saddlebacks. I've got 4 sows and a boar. I produce probably about 60 pigs a year, and I grow them out to different stages and different uses. So I usually wean them at about 8 weeks, but these ones were born about 4 weeks ago, and so by the time we get close to Christmas they'll be about 11 or 12 weeks old. So they're still pretty small. And they're going to be absolutely delicious. Like that's, a good size to be eating a sucker.
Looks good.
Whereas these pigs, they're probably around about, dressed out, they're probably about 30, 35 kilo. So live weight, they're about 40, 42.
So you're covering it right from growth to...
Well, what I want to do is I
eating.
want to try and influence the flavour of the pork, and doing that by feeding them, like for instance, I've got an apple orchard, so I collect all the apples and feed them the apples. And then I've got friends that give me, they press cider at the Reedsdale, Gary, and so I get bags and bags and bags of cider pressings.
Yeah.
And I think they get a little bit tipsy when that happens, which is interesting,
There's a dish waiting to happen.
And then I feed them acorns and chestnuts and walnuts during that season too. Yeah. So the pigs that we kill in May and June, they're the ones that have those flavours.
And you think it does make a difference?
Yeah, it makes a difference.
Good to see you. You butterflied your pig.
I did.
Excellent.
People said they'd fly.
Yeah.
Well, that's looking good.
Looking
All right.
good.
Okay.
Where's Mark? You still wouldn't might be a good time to have a chat. Okay.
Bring it on. Someone? I'll just do it now. Thank you. Would you like somebody else to assemble as well? I'm a gold farmer.
That's right.
Wonderful.
You'd think she had some influence around here.
Of them? So get each other.
Oh, I think that's hers. Yeah.
I mean, not Asian, this one. It's got young garlic from the garden, chilies, white onions, thyme and sage. My name is Martin Burt. I'm here helping Joyce and Mike at Gundroo and we're doing a beautiful Wessex saddleback pig on the spit roast today, and we're putting it in roti with chili jam. And they've been mentoring me in a project that I'm doing on the Hawkesbury River in Windsor in Sydney. I'm just doing my own farm, and it's going to be called the Cook's Co-op, which is going to be a cooperative of like-minded chefs like myself, and I'll be doing all the growing for them and putting in a big production kitchen on the site so the chefs can come up and actually produce and harvest their own fruit and vegetables from our farm, and bring in other like-minded farmers from around the area of the Hawkesbury and also incorporate them into the Cook's Co-op. And that will be my vision over the next 2 years, to make that into a great business that we can all benefit from and get very fresh produce, and also promote local producers that have been hit hard in that area, and most of their product is just going into the Sydney market and getting lost. I really want to try and help them showcase their fantastic product and be the conduit between them and some great chefs in Sydney. It's only been a turf farm for about 4 years, so it's turning itself back into market garden, which I'm really happy about.
Exponentially more difficult problem to solve, and we've solved it to some extent, and at this stage I don't want to know. I just have a map, there's a map of bed plan in the shed. I just want to know, today I'm planting X beds of this, and I'll need so many plants, so many seedlings, and I need to do it. I need the timing as well, so I have a step.
So you get good water penetration, you get good aeration, and you give those oxygen-loving soil organisms good air. And that's all you need to do.
And then of course there's a perennial favourite of mine, which is the red pear, which is one of the Frankie varieties. It's a beautiful pear-shaped, thin-skinned, one slice, that's your whole sandwich, and the flavour is perfectly balanced. So that would be my favourite too.
Hi, I'm Mike Deavy from Winds Creek Honey and Me, and you were asking about how to make creamed honey. Creamed honey is basically just crystallized honey. All honey crystallizes. Some has a coarse crystal. Most of the time it has a coarse crystal. If you find one which has a fine crystal, like spotted gum is one that does, you can save that and use that as a seed stock for your creamed honey.